So when we arrive once more to Nightfall in Amsterdam, the werewolf venue, set on the steps of the Riddling Waters, where Grace is walking. Let's be honest, she's guessing. She guesses Eric might be in this direction. After all, he wasn't in the last 3 she checked, and with the link firmly shut to her for the moment, she doesn't really have a way to orient. So she is guessing. And remarkably, doesn't seem to have lost her temper about the whole thing. She's still just... Her offhand has that little wobble. She's still rubbing. Self-soothing, kind of, as she walks with the other hand in her pocket and just kind of hopes at this point. Surely she'll stumble across him sooner or later, right? There's only so many places on Sept that he goes.
She'll eventually see him. Not down where the ice is on the Dragon's Spine, but just sitting there. Just, you see them. He's not carving something, he's not whittling something. It's, the way you've got the things used to sharpen knives, your like carving tools. Essentially, he's doing that.
Whetstone.
Yes. But he's again the same posture he always is. Very distant, very, solitude. Probably it's still, even now, probably unnerves her. And Rudin is so, you know what I mean? Introspective.
He's so quiet. And yeah, it throws her off every time. But no, she just corrects her course the slightest bit. And she circles around.
You will hear him
approaching from the front.
You always hear you will hear him humming this time, which is I put in the side chat. That's what you hear the light humming is. He's just doing the thing.
Yeah. She won't interrupt. There will be the light crackle of her footsteps because she's not sneaking. And even light-footed, you're only going to be so quiet out in the wild. So, no, she just makes a point of coming around to where she can approach from a visible angle.
And the eyes, look up from the whetstone and just right at you.
Is he wait until she gets within like that magic line?
Pretty much.
As soon as she gets the glance, chin goes up. Not sideways. It's not subtle. Just tips it up.
Again, there's a silence. Just stares at you. You get the impression like it's the slight nod of the head, like, "Yep, you are fine. You are clear to approach."
So she slowly lowers her chin again. Then just straightforwardly comes over. Doesn't get right into his work area. She doesn't need to. That's excessive. No, she just comes over. Doesn't whine, doesn't wander, doesn't waste time. And with the familiar kind of rattling, pulls the bottle out of her pocket and just gently sinks it down into the leaves, just beyond where all of his tools and whetstone and all are. Just wanted to let you know, Rhea, I came back clean.
Now you'll hear the slight scraping of the knife on the whetstone. Good.
Was she still completely closed off link-wise?
Yep. He just, looks back down. He acknowledges you and goes, "Good." And then he just, seems to just, you hear the because because you kind of it's obviously like a bit of concentration, but you get the impression you've seen Eric do this about 100 times.
Oh yeah. This is one of those soothing actions he could probably do with his eyes closed if he really wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And so she's crouched, she's placed them. For the moment, she'll stay down there. Actually, like, bump a knee down because it seems inappropriate to stand and put her head higher for the moment. Is there anything else you'd like me to report to you on, Raya?
Do you have anything you deem worthy of reporting?
Holds it over for a moment. Nothing of note, Raya? The Thayers hasn't been by yet? Be sure you're the first to know.
Hmm. Puts down the other one of the tools, picks it up again, and picks another one up very carefully. Thanks to like as he starts to do the scraping thing. Is there anything else you wish to say, or report, or give counsel on?
Only to say thank you, Raya.
Your thanks is not taken.
Lips tighten a little bit.
There's nothing to be thankful for.
Could count out a number of other runes of known Raya who would have had less patience. So I thank you. Do you think you deserve it or not?
That is your prerogative. He is not to interact with any of our pack until he has learned the proper way.
Yes, Raya.
We have learned 2 runes. I do not wish tempers to overstep, which would compromise our integrity and our reputation.
Of course not, Raya.
Yeah, he's very cold about it. Just like, just starts, scraping. If he causes trouble among any of the other crew members of the Sept, I will hold you responsible, and I will punish you, not him.
Yes, Raya.
And if he attempts provocation of any member of my pack, I will hold you responsible for what happens, not him.
Yes, Raya.
And that includes any incursions in the Umbra without any permission.
There's another. She's just giving very firm, understanding nods. No
Then he,
sass, no nothing.
yeah,
Right.
look, he hasn't looked up at all. He's, scraping away, and then he finally takes out the bit of wood and just seems to lay it down as he just begins to lightly, like, slowly chip away at some of the pieces of the wood. Like he's making the initial cuts and designs, and you have nothing to say.
May I ask a question, Raya?
You're a ragabash. That is your job.
What would you have had me do different?
What do you mean?
You're angry? Would you have had me do different? So that I can learn better myself for the next time?
I am not angry. If I was angry, you would know it.
Hard to know anything when I can't hear you, Raya.
Hmm. It does not matter now. The kinfolk is safe. He is on Sept, where he cannot be harmed by those deemed as their enemy, as the enemy, regardless of personal opinions aside.
Yeah, again, the lips just kind of roll in for a moment. There's a nod. You've done everything that could be expected, Raya, and then some.
I'm not in the mood to hear it. Nor am I in the mood to indulge things I would say.
Shall we go, Raya?
If that is what you wish.
Is it what you wish? Bleh. Is it what you wish, Raya?
I don't care. At this point in time.
And he's still not looking at her, is he?
Nope. She can see the hands are clenched on the fucking knife. It's just like the wood is like, it's not his usual skillful. You know what I mean? Eric's normally very, he's delicate with the wood. You know what I mean? It's very, like the way he treats it's very, no, this isn't. This is just into the, you know what I mean? This isn't out of crafting for love and attention. This is, you know what I mean? Something else.
Yeah, there's a glance towards the pale knuckles. In that case, I'll stop making a distraction of myself, Raya.
If
So you
that's
can
what
fold
you,
yourself up.
if that's what you wish.
There's a pause.
I will wait and see the action behind that statement.
And there is a beautiful, drawn out moment. Or about 50 things she could say flash in front of her eyes. She nods, and instead just says, "Where's Raya?"
He just nods himself like, huh, even I was expecting you to sass off on me there.
Whew, the temptation was real. But no, she gives a polite nod.
If that is all you wish to say to me, then he just shrugs.
Of course not, Raya, but there's no need to say things that don't need here and not right here, not right now.
If that's
Timing's the
what you
half of it.
if that's what you deem it to be.
Again, the head kind of tips for a second. And again, there's about at least 3 good phrases pass in front of her eyes.
I mean, she can if she wants. He hasn't said she can't. You know what I mean? It's kind of
No, no, he hasn't. But
he's
they're
left the ball in
already.
her park. He's left the ball in your
Oh, he
park.
keeps throwing it back in. He throws it back in there just to tempt her.
Like that's the thing. He's like, if you want to say something, you're the ragabash. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of leaving that up to you. You know, it's not like he's trying to insult you. It's like if you deem it worthy as a ragabash, say it. That's definitely the vibe she's getting off him.
I have always a great many things to say, Raya, but none that are worth your time.
If you think what you have to say are not worth my time, that is your opinion of what you say, not
Said,
mine.
said so yourself, Raya.
I said I do not care about certain things.
And you said you did not wish to hear a number of them too.
Because you are going to tell me exactly what you all seem to like to tell me, and I am no longer in the mood to hear about how, because you are unknowing, you have it harder. How you are unknowing, you have this, that, everything else, when my people are killing each other in droves. And every day that this war continues, the worm spreads bigger and deeper. And I have to listen to some ignorant fool try and threaten me when I have done everything an honorable man would do and more for him. Perhaps I'm not in the mood to be questioned by someone who has no comprehension of what I go through on a daily basis.
And that is when she finally comes around and kneels back down again, very lightly, not tense, not angry. I hadn't the intention of saying anything of the sort, Raya.
Hmm, I'm sure you didn't.
In case I phrased it wrong the first time, Raya. Made it sound as though I meant to be condescending. Is it only that I appreciated what you did, knowing the circumstances, knowing the pressures you're under, and knowing how generous you'd already been with me?
And yet now he will call me this and that in front of the other guru of the sept, for he will run his mouth.
You'll
And
know.
he will. I know his type.
Know what his type, Raya?
Hmm. He will now think that we are the most harsh oppressors because we have taken him away from his things. Because he did not get the world he wanted.
What he said was cutting, Raya. It wasn't fair to you, but he doesn't know that.
He is lucky, very lucky, that
He
he was
is.
not, that he did not grow, that we did not find him in Bloodfist. Very lucky that I do not enjoy hurting kinfolk, that I do not take any pleasure in laying physical harm to a kin, that I try to hold myself to better candor, or I would have broken his arm and I would have made him respect me.
I know, Raya.
But he has threatened me, and that is fine. He is a kinfolk, I am a guru. He is a rabbit, and I am a wolf. I do not worry about threats, but I don't take them lightly. And I will remember that threat.
Which threat did he say in front of Eric? I can't remember.
About the god sliding up. Basically, is that I'm,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
I'll make
yeah, oh yeah.
your foot will slide off me if you don't take it off. Yeah. Okay.
I don't take threats lightly, even though
Course
he
not.
might. So his position to me is clear. He is your kinfolk, and I have no interest in interfering in that. But should he compromise mine or any of our pack's reputations willingly, I will make sure that he goes. I will not harm him. That is not who I am, and it will never be. But I will not take my people being threatened, even by a knowing kin or not. We have too much people pillaging and stabbing each other in the back. I am not in the form to deal with one so close to home. However much he does not like his situation, I have no sympathy for him. My sympathy died when he threatened. He did not change. He has not sacrificed anything. He has not earned my approval. Gaia has taken nothing from him yet to earn my approval. He scrapes the thing quite angrily.
Understood, right?
So he is your kin, he is your business. And I will hold you if he makes business outside of your prerogative. I'll hold you responsible. But as far as I'm concerned, he is just another kinfolk who opened his mouth to in a room when he shouldn't have. He's nothing to me. Until he proves himself.
Wouldn't fairly expect anything more, right?
I'm sure you wouldn't.
Is there anything else you wish to say to me, Raya?
No. Is there anything else you wish to say or attempt to say?
No. Alright. Nothing that's worth saying.
Why do you believe it's not worth saying?
So all the gestures in the world don't matter if they're not believed.
What do you think I do not believe?
I could say I appreciate you, but you've already said you don't want to hear it. I thanked you for the patience that was above and beyond what any other alpha might have given. But you didn't want to hear it either. Could just settle for saying thank you. For saying I'm sorry. For all that's
And,
going on, all you're going through.
and are you? Or are you more concerned about the kinfolk?
Can I not be concerned about both, Raya?
You're not.
Am I not?
No.
Do tell me, Raya, how I feel.
I will, same way as you have told me before how I feel.
And how do I feel, Raya?
Concerned for the kinfolk's responsibility, yes. Concerned that someone has abandoned him. Concerned of what is happening with him, concerned that the Magnusons might already know of him, considering the Shuttle Lord does. I imagine there is various degrees of concern that he might provoke all of us into a fight.
We got a pretty solid list going so far.
It is logical.
Where's the other half of it, Raya?
I do not see it.
Did you miss the concern that Runa doesn't make it through her first battle? Her first real one? Did you miss my concern that every time we talk about the Silver Fangs we're meant to fight, I can see Dominic's heart through his eyes? And how much it kills him to know he'll have to fight his brothers and the people he was raised up with?
And where is the action behind it?
Did you miss the concern? Or how much time you spend alone and separated from your pack, even though we rallied around you? Because you're the one we chose? And because we believe in all the things you're thinking and all the things you're feeling?
Are you now saying I'm not good enough?
No, Raya. I'm saying I wish you wouldn't distance yourself so much from us.
The reception I got today is the reason I distance myself from people.
If it was in a rune that said something foolish in anger,
I would have gut him like a fish. Or at least humbled him.
I think you humbled him very handily, Raya.
No, I didn't.
Just because you still spitting fire doesn't mean he didn't see what you did or feel it.
It is not the humbling that concerns me with him. It is the fact that he will put one of you in danger because he is a fool. Because he thinks he knows better. And now that he has justified himself, he will assume that he knows better.
Now, can you know better when he doesn't know anything, Raya? And he's
That
aware
is
of it?
that is the question people often ask, but they never learn. And he will only learn through misery and heartache. People like that do not understand, and they never will. Even if they are members of the nation, some of them never will.
Some of them too.
I'm sure they do.
Still missing a good chunk of the list.
All I've seen now is words.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there, Raya.
Hmm.
Would you
You
like
have
to come along on all of my work?
just, stops for a second, pauses, and you can see him. He's like, I could. No. Do you know what I mean? Takes the breath. If that's what you think I mean, then that is your choice.
Well, you seem to mean that you think I'm not doing anything about it. Am I wrong, Raya?
Like I said, there is plenty to do, and one errant kinfolk who does not know his place is not my concern. Especially he is not of my own kin. And so long as he is cared for, then I am satiated.
Or are we still talking about the kin, Raya?
You seem to be.
Oh, I was still quite happily fixated on my list of concerns. I don't want to bring this back around to him. It's about
And
more
yet,
than him.
it is, but yet, it will end up being coming back to him.
Well, I'm sure he'll merit mention now and again, but not in this conversation, Raya. Unless you deem it needful.
As I said, I have heard, but I have not seen. And lately everything has been contention, contention, and more contention.
Thought we'd come past that, Raya.
I thought we had as well.
Then what would you have had me do differently, Raya? That I disrespected you during this today?
Nothing that could have been avoided by the time we got to that point.
Then where's the contention, Raya?
Can a man not feel insulted?
Of course you can, Raya.
Well then, there's your answer.
Can a man at least justify putting the blame on someone, Raya?
Very well then. I will sit here in my selfish reasons of pride. There. You have your answer, Ragabash.
That, of all things, she kind of hops up to her feet. Not angry, actually. Have it polished back up to full luster in a jiffy, Raya?
Hmm?
Was that a confused sound, or?
Yeah, didn't you like what?
Well, we can't have that, can we?
What do you want about it?
Well, Raya. Shelly cracks a faint smile, leaning down, crouching again, because, again, head higher. She knows what's up. Well, if it all comes down to pride, Raya, then I'll make sure you have something to be fucking proud of. For all the right reasons.
I do not need another childish game, Grace.
It's not a game, Raya.
Nor do I need more contention again.
Nor is it contention, Raya.
He just shakes his head. Whatever you deem you wish to do, do it.
Right away, Raya.
Sure. He twitches.
There's a pause as she starts to get back up and sees the twitch. Do you really think so little of me, Raya?
It is not about you. As I said, you take it how you will.
There's a pause. Not a thoughtful weighing. With a finally a nod. By your leave, Raya?
Sure.
And it's that gesture essentially, you know? The polite, here you go.
Sure.
And yeah, with that, she'll pick a direction again. Stick her hands behind her back. The wooden bauble is still in her hand. It hasn't left the whole time. She can't help it anymore. It is her new favorite little fiddly toy.
Oh, Eric. Ooh. All right. All right, Katie, are you ready?
Nope. Do it.
Oh, the wood comes down. She'll hear it slam down. Not like he's about to jump on an attack. It's just someone is mad.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I spent willpower, don't worry.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it is a slam that hard,
Oh yeah, comes breaks
hash
over his knee. Breaks over his knee.
hashtag that fucking hard. She pulls up short, turning glance around, kind of a little wide eyed, like, ooh.
Vinci just takes the breath, looks off.
And for the first couple moments, she stays not like hold my breath still, just quiet. Because let's face it, in a ruin in that state, give them a fucking minute.
When I found out the Metis had done what it did to you, I demanded her alpha come to me straight away for insulting your honor. When the Metis mocked my father's tale, where have you been? Worrying about a kinfolk that insulted me again. That is all you talked to me about, was him, and how precious he is, and how adoring he is. Yet Amedis, the thing you hate, mocked me in front of everyone. And I had to do your job and tell a tale to show that I am worth something.
My
That
job, Raya.
you're my beta. I chose you as my beta. I chose you. And again, I did the honorable thing and stuck by my beta and helped. And yet all I see is silence. When your honor was compromised and insulted, what did I do?
Handled it.
That is why I am cold with you. Not over your, and forgive my anger in saying this, your fuckboy. Because when I look to you, my beta, I heard silence. When my father, my struggle, my scar was jibbed at by a child of sin in front of the entire moot. Silence. And even still, silence. That is why I'm angry. Because for me, an Arun lives off his tales and what is told about him. As clan Oryxen, we are defined by the tales sung by us. And I was mocked. And I have tried to be fair and overanalyze and underanalyze he pauses, but there is only so much a man can listen to silence. He will stand up to go walk away. As you can see, he gets too angry to talk, essentially.
You know what you don't do in that situation? Follow that motherfucker and make him. Because that is how we get thralls.
Yeah, no, the fucking wood is destroyed. Like, it's. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, she's got her jaw kind of clenched. Not an anger, just clenched. And she is not going to stop the really, really angry Arun from getting the space he needs.
Do you watch him?
Yep.
I not, a couple of meters down. That I'll systematically have blown through rage. But Jesus fucking Christ, Katie, you know what I mean? That is a lot of hate. Yeah, you know what I mean? He actually, Joe, the little hatchet he carries, he breaks it. I'm gonna put it like cinematically, but because fucking 3 levels of hitting that thing like a fucking hurricane, it's not my big silver thing. Yeah, no, he breaks that poor thing to smithereens. He hits it that hard, I'll blow 6 rage out of my system.
Nope. She watches. Jaw locked shut the whole time.
So eventually, you just see him against like the tree edge that's been like had nearly like I don't know, that probably poor thing has gotten like half chopped into. He just is breathing. You can tell the rage is out of the system, but he's just breathing hard and heavy.
She'll wait until he's reduced to the heavy breathing and finally moves at all. And it's initially to take just a couple steps back towards where they were speaking. Probably just to look down at the piece of wood, see what he was carving. It's destroyed at this point. It's probably never going to be the full thing he started working on.
Nope.
And with the anger he had, it probably doesn't have the finesse it usually does. But she looks down at it.
I will show you what he was making.
Where are you?
Mm-hmm. Where are we now? He was essentially carving this.
So I imagine he's got a rough shape and then snapped it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, she will continue to let him get his breathing in shape. Probably crouch down to pick up one of the pieces, actually look at it.
That is a love pendant. That's what you give to people who are going to get married.
Yeah, she just looks at it. I'm not sure if she would know exactly what it was.
That's Celtic knot designs, Katie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, it says Viking jewelry. But
It's
that's the
Celtic.
Celtic knot. There you go.
He mixed some Viking elements to it. There's the runic markings, but mainly predominantly Celtic design.
Yep, she looks at it, puts it back on the ground. Probably stays crouched there for a minute, just watching to see if he's going to. I mean, essentially, once he gets his breathing under control, is he even getting back up, or is he just sitting there?
He's sitting there. To imagine it takes a lot out of the fucking end system.
And she finally gets up, walks over. Finally sits down alongside. Not like right up next to, just alongside. Looking ahead, not at him. I know you'll never believe the words that came out of my mouth. But you're right.
As an answer, he just, stares off ahead, rubbing his sweat-filled face.
Glances over to the busted axe. I hope he only broke the haft of it.
Half, yeah, just from sheer force.
And after a bit, sitting there, giving him ample time to stop and breathe and think and make sure that if he's going to say something, he has had ample chance. And that's when she finally starts crouching up, dusting off her rear. She'll go back and delicately, from the kind of scuffed and wrecked area, look up his tools, put them back in whatever little case or wrap he normally carries them in. Folds or rolls it up, whatever the case may be. Brings it over to sit gingerly next to him. Hell, if the axe flew far enough, she'll retrieve that too. Set it next to him. Step's about to get a lot louder as she, stuffs her hands. Well, her hand in her pocket. The other one's not fiddling anymore, just kind of clenching around the bauble. Is she, she seems to pick a direction. And for all that he's probably still got it closed off in the link.
Oh well, at that point it bursts open 6 rage. He doesn't have the wherewithal to do you know what I mean? To keep it closed, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I imagine that takes some conscious thought.
Yeah. And blowing that level of rage, yeah, it all bursts open. Like she feels bitterness and stung pride, and he knows he's a great warrior, but for him that meant, do you know what I mean? It's all that complicated, you know what I mean?
And just in a, she makes the one comment as she's moving off, and as she gets further, again, it's kind of like an idle comment back. Kind of, there's a sense of determination, and it's almost as though the thing she's saying is meant to be reassuring. She doesn't expect, I mean, she kind of expects it to fall on deaf ears. May not have seen much, Raya, but we'll see what you can hear. He actually sets off in search of Gregory, or Gerard again. Ooh, it's about to get good in here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to end it there. But
It is. So we'll say thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. And we will see you next time on the most explosive of cold shoulders. Da-na-na.